much bigger area, and it's a little technical, but I've got a cool little formula that basically calculates how many mail programs I can get out of there and how many agents I can keep there comfortably. Yes? Absolutely. Sure. That's a great question, actually. You do have a lot of snowbirds with the people that are down south, so obviously mailing would be seasonal. We would probably have much better results during the winter months where they live up north because they'll be down in Florida. All of our information is also ran through what's called the NCOA, which is the National Change of Address. That information contains basically dual residences for people of where they live. However, the problem that you do run into is when you're dealing with that, basically people claim residency in certain states. For example, my folks have a home in Texas because they don't want to pay the outrageous state Ohio taxes. So when I'm buying and drawing your leads, it's going to, and I can't control that, it's going to basically grab the permanent home address from the data company of where they've declared their residency. So it's a little tricky. Yes?
What is the focus on the mailer? Is it specifically designed by the financial advisor, or is it insurance, or do you want a second opinion about your investment?
Good question. It depends. Certain campaigns, meaning the postcard, work better in certain areas than others. I can mail the exact same thing to Pennsylvania I mail to Arizona. There's a great difference in response rate. High concentration areas of seniors get mail pieces a dime a dozen. You know, someplace out in rural Pennsylvania, you know, maybe there's one or two banks and maybe there's a few independent agents out there, as opposed to a concentration area of seniors in a Florida or something. You know, it's just like when you get your circulars, you know, in Tuesday's mail. I just pitch them away. So we do have different campaigns. It does vary upon state and where you are. But yes, we do have different types of mail marketing pieces. The basic general one is that we send out is that we tell them, you know, we've been trying to reach you regarding important insurance annuity information. Existing contracts greater than 5 years may be eligible to receive benefits to supplement your Social Security and meet unexpected Medicare expenses. Who doesn't want to receive more information about retirement planning to help out with the two big things seniors care about most, their Social Security and their Medicare and Medicaid? So if anyone heard that, or you're recording it, just get rid of that and don't try to use it. Yes?
What is your response to the prospects that called in and said, how did you get my name in the first place? How did I get on your list?
Well, that's good. That's a great question. Well, like I said, we're insulating you guys. We're the ones that are going to basically be taking care of and kind of fielding and basically diffusing what could potentially be, you know, a wet hornet. When if somebody were to call in, we just tell them, we say, you know, Mr. or Mrs. Smith, you know, this is public information. The reason that you received the informative mail piece is because, you know, 75% of all seniors your age do have some sort of retirement account. What we're trying to do is get you in touch with a local agent in your area to provide you with a service update. They come back to me and say, well, I've got an agent. I've had a guy for 15 years. We say, that's absolutely fine. He's an independent agent, and this is offered as a free, no-cost second opinion to have a review of your investments. If you'd like for us to remove you from our list, absolutely. We'll take care of that for you, and we won't contact you again. As a general rule of thumb, 3,000 mail pieces, we get in between a 4 and a 5% response rate. A lot of people are like, wow, 4 and 5%, you know, 1%, you know, I'm lying. We're not trying to qualify the people with the mailer. We're not trying to find out if they're a smoker, if they're overweight, if they've, you know, their investment is worth X amount of dollars. We're simply trying to get these folks to call in to have a meaningful dialogue with them, because the real qualification process is when you're actually having these conversations with these folks. So when these folks are calling in, and to address your question, let's say I mailed out 3,000 mail pieces. Let's say we get a 4.5% response rate. What is that? 120 plus 15, 135 calls. Out of those 135 calls, on average, we convert about 15 to 18% of those people into appointments. So anywhere between, you know, 18 to 22 appointments. So we keep you right around that $100 price point. Okay, that's just for your appointments. All of those are recorded, available for you to listen to. We still might get, out of those 135 calls, only 20 of them wanted an appointment. Okay. Well, what about the other 115? Well, 30 of them told me to go fly a kite. They said, I don't want to talk to you again, or whatever. So that still leaves 85 people. That's valuable data that we've captured. And this just kind of was like an epiphany to me this weekend. I started thinking about the Bill Good process. Okay, I've got 85 people. I found out they have annuities, IRAs, 401ks. That's great information. So I'm kind of thinking about incorporating that into my system. But altogether, your leads are also recorded, the hot leads, not just the asset holders. You can expect to see about 40 recorded opportunities on your calendar as a combination of appointments and the leads. Yes, absolutely. And you know, the important aspect of it is it's using the training and kind of using what I'm saying. I mean, this is improv right now. I didn't plant you guys. You guys are asking me questions. I can fire back these answers. My call center agents are trained just like this. We can handle these calls, diffuse what could be a potentially, like I said, uncomfortable situation when we're dealing with talking with seniors, because this is a volatile market right now. You know, I've heard a lot of talk about, you know, obviously you guys are selling gold, you know, we're talking about Allianz and everything, but this market's, it's kind of like a seesaw right now, and a lot of these folks are, you know, they're pretty mad, and, you know, they've lost 50% of their, you know, their mutual funds in the last year. And the big thing is, you know, as part of my training, and you talk to a lot of seniors, and if you ask, obviously one of you guys, you know, if the market was down 50% last year, and then you talk to a senior and say, I don't want a fixed index annuity, the market's up 50% this year, you're still down 25%. The market's got to go up even higher for you guys to get back, just to break even. Yes? Actually, no, and this is why. I'm sorry. Any compliance issues with PDs? Oh, broker dealers. Yes and no. Broker dealers are real stingy. There's no universal marketing piece that a broker dealer is going to approve. There's nothing that you can just submit to them without them going through with a fine-tooth comb and basically dissecting your marketing piece. So that's kind of done on a case-by-case basis. What we'll do is we'll basically submit something that's kind of vanilla. They like it. That's the initial thing. We're not going to go to the extreme of what a marketing piece might be and try to dumb it down, as opposed to sending them over something we know they'll like and then say, okay, you like that? Well, what if we kind of maybe tweak and do this a little bit with them? But again, like I said, this is all done with my sales team and myself. Everything is kind of done on a case-by-case basis, and you'll find this out if you do talk with me or some of my sales guys, just because of, you know, there's just a lot of variables that come into play when you're determining something like that. It's hard for me to see. Anybody else? Any questions? Yes, sir. Yes. Okay. The question was more broker-dealer information about submitting the postcards for approval. Yes. We're going to, let's say you and I are working together. You want to start a marketing program. Just give me the contact information of your broker-dealer, and what we'll do is just basically submit the marketing piece. It's a little bit of a long, kind of drawn-out process, but yes, we will be able to do that. And then in some cases and instances, if it becomes a real vanilla piece where I personally don't think it's going to get much of a response rate, we can work with you, and what we can do is basically bring down, because my cost of my mailers are contingent upon I'm thinking I'm going to get X amount of calls. Those calls use my labor hours. They use the minutes. Basically, that's kind of a variable cost that can increase my overhead. So if I'm thinking that, you know, we need to send out a real watered-down vanilla marketing piece that I don't think is going to pull very well, obviously I'm going to not use as much of my manpower and resources, so I'll work with you on that, and we can maybe, you know, do 5,000 mail pieces for 55 cents a piece. That way we're at least covering the cost of the mail and maybe what call volume we will incur when we mail that out. But it's touch and go. It really is. But we'll work with your guys' POC's point of contacts. See what time here. We've got a couple minutes left. Any more questions? And like I said, I will talk all about this at 4 o'clock. I'll cover everything with you guys one-on-one. My sales team, we've got a great crew that'll help you guys out. Yes, sir. We do. I don't have the verbiage. It's not coming to mind, but yes, I do. Actually, you know, the great thing is, working with you guys make me aware of things that I'm not even aware of when it comes to, you know, maybe using good verbiage or text or something when it comes to creating a marketing campaign. And then I have a lot of agents that are guinea pigs. They say, hey, Matt, you know, I'm interested in, like you said, the Roth IRA conversion, which I think was January of this year, correct? See, I'm not an agent, and I know this stuff. I work with agents who I put together some different types of mail pieces and things like that. But absolutely, yes. Yes, sir. Yeah, who's in here? Is Diane Sigmund in here? She was in here. What about, yeah, this is a much thinner audience. What about Mike Crane? Is Mike Crane still in here? He left? That's right, Drew. What about Dennis Sweener? Dennis in here? Where's he at? There's Dennis. Dennis has been with me for a couple years. Well, Dennis, we know you've been with me for a couple of years. How's the program working out for you? What would you say your overall experience has been with the program? And